everybody! I'm back with more Final Fantasy VII stuff. Now, I said I was going to talk in detail on, like, Advent Children and stuff, but I decided I'm going to do this. I'm going to rank the Final Fantasy VII spin-offs, you know, not the idiotic remake, from worst to best. So that means movies or cartoons or anime shorts or whatever, I'm going to talk about it. That includes games and everything. So let's get things started and let's start ranking this shit. Let's hit it. Worst to best Final Fantasy VII spin-offs. Let's go. Well, the worst of the worst is here. Dirge of Cerberus. God. Hey, does anyone like Vincent? You remember how cool that character was, on how much of a mystery he actually was, and how cool and interesting his backstory is? Because it's lightly shined upon and etc. Well, let's shit on that. Let's make it a first-person shooter and finally get his story resolved that we don't really give two shits about, because the mystery of his backstory is way cooler than, say, the actual backstory and solving it. That's what my problem is. And it's a first-person shooter. It feels like I'm playing Grand Theft Auto Doom with Final Fantasy VII skins on it. It sucks. It really fucking sucks. And for a PS2 game to suck this hard is just terrible. I mean, I bought it when I was in high school thinking, this is gonna be one of the greatest games ever because Vincent was such a cool character. To be young and stupid. It's kind of like when I was extremely disappointed with 358 Days after sitting up till midnight to buy it, but this one had more of a disappointing Mass Effect on it. Vincent is a cool character, and it's better to keep him shrouded in mystery. He's better off as a side character. His whole shtick of being the cool guy that suffered a traumatic event is great, but it's better in small doses. That's what the problem with this game is. The small doses to it it's really stupid. That's all I'm going to say. It fucking sucks. And that's saying a lot with me to say a Final Fantasy game, spin-off no less, really sucks. I was just more disappointed with this thing than I was angry at it. I mean, I went to the store in the middle of the night to pick it up because I wanted to play it so badly, and then when I got it home, I lied to myself and said, it's a good game, it's a good game, I never beat it. Yeah, I never fucking beat this game. I couldn't do it. Even now, when I still have the same copy that I have from when I was in high school, I still couldn't beat it because it just wrecked my nerves. It pissed me off. I had to watch the ending myself to see what the fuck it was, and there's nothing special about the fucking ending. Okay, I'm done. Let's move on.
Encore un bout de chemin avec eux dans Final Fantasy VII On the Way to a Smile, un roman des éditions Lumen.
Next is Denzel's story arc, On the Way to a Smile. You know what? I really like when Final Fantasy VII tries to go into like an anime story tale, but do it with your characters, not with the least interesting kid on the entire freaking show or game or, you know, just movie. Denzel, I don't like him. And I'm just being honest, he's very boring, very bland. He looks like a Roxas knockoff. I don't give two single shits about Denzel. I will say the animation here is very nice, very flowing. The music is nice too. But it's literally a plot of Denzel talking to some dude at a table. This is just not fun. And that's all I'm going to say. Honestly, it was boring. It's not bad. It's just, if I want to see two characters talking to each other, I'll write down the story myself of two characters just having a conversation with each other, talking about how bad his life was. Oh, boo-hoo, poor you. Honestly, I'm giving this one a lot of shit, but it sucks. And it's just boring. It's not anything bad or terrible. It's just really, really boring. Now we're done with the boring titles and we're going to Before Crisis. And what's cool is I played this game on a cell phone, a Japanese cell phone, just for fun, just letting you know that. I played this game on a cell phone. It was fun, and my god, the graphics are kick-ass. This is sort of another prequel about the Turks, and I kind of like it. Even though we kind of get a prequel in another game spinoff that I am definitely going to rank high, this one is easily fun. And the Turks all have great and fun, unique personalities, and they all work well off one another. Like Elena, she works well off of Rude and Reno, and it's just a pretty fun mess game. I mean, yeah, it's the Turks, and they all are just enjoyable. But basically, this was before Crisis, before everything hit, before Avalanche all came out. This was all the events building up to that, and honestly, I really like it. I like it a lot. And I really like some of the artwork that was done with the characters, especially the graphics. They look really nice. I think this game kind of kicks ass, and it's a sad, sad thing that I had to translate almost all the text to be able to play it, but it was fun. That's all that really matters, is fun. It definitely jumps over Dirge of Cerberus and Denzel's Way to a Smile by a freaking long shot, and all I'm going to say is I enjoyed it. This is one that I would definitely come back to, and I really wish it got a home release, because it kind of deserves that. It's one of those diamonds in the rough kind of things. Before Crisis, I remember seeing the commercial to it on my Final Fantasy VII Advent Children DVD that I had at the time, and I really liked it. This one, it's cool. That's all I gotta say. It's just a fun game featuring the Turks, and they all bounce well off each other's personality, and the gameplay's kind of cool too. So, I got nothing wrong with it. Final Fantasy VII Last Order is just fucking incredible. That's all I'm gonna say. It is amazing, and it took Denzel's Way to a Smile to a new halt. But there's something about this thing that it feels like a commercial to Crisis Core, and I think that's what it was. In fact, some of these scenes were actually used in the Crisis Core trailer on the Advent Children DVD set. So, yeah. But still, this is basically a anime short or OVA special of Zack Fair and the incident in Nibelheim, which is one of my favorite incidents in the entire Final Fantasy VII storyline. You get to see it from Zack's point of view, but then there is also a second portion to it, why Zack is running from Soldier and Shinra at the same time while he's carrying Cloud with him. This has so much beautiful animation. It's got a lot of effort put in, and I kind of wish there was an official English dub to it, not a fan dub. I am aware of the fan dub on YouTube. I prefer to watch this in Japanese. It's just a way better done thing. The animation is just breathtakingly beautiful. And it kind of makes me wish, instead of getting a Final Fantasy VII remake, we should have gotten anime like this. That's what I wanted to see anyway. Imagine seeing an anime and we could actually have the good voices in it, like Steve Burton's Cloud, George Newbern's Sephiroth. We could have it all. I would love to see a Final Fantasy VII anime, and this just kind of gives me hope for that. Even though I know this is basically a commercial for Crisis Core, I don't care. It's fucking awesome. I love it, and the animation just kicks major ass. I really love the Nibelheim scenes. It's just excellent. And the scenes, the little bitty fight with Sephiroth that Zack has and then later on Cloud has, it just kind of blows my mind. I love it. So yeah, this one is ranked fairly high.
I will never be a memory.
What business does Final Fantasy VII Advent Children have being ranked this high? It has no business being ranked this high. Okay, I can admit it that Advent Children is not that great, but I don't know. Nostalgia has me here, and this was one of the very first Final Fantasy things I was introduced to movie-wise. I watched this before the shitty Spirits Within, which that movie really sucks. But this one, I know it's not at peak, but I just love it, and I am ranking it this high because of nostalgia purposes. Finally, we get to see these characters all interact in a rather longish movie, not as long as the game, mind you, and with a stellar English voice cast. Steve Burton as Cloud is just the perfect choice, capturing an essence to Cloud's voice that really I don't think anyone else can capture. Look at the remake's voice cast just to see what I'm talking about. Then Bo Billingsley, we get to hear him as Barrett, and fantastic. There are some negatives to this, but I'm just mainly going to stick on the positives, like George Newbern's fucking voice for Sephiroth. Good lord, he rocks this role, and he got to come back for the role several times in Dissidia, in Kingdom Hearts 2, you name it, he kept coming back for more. George Newbern brings Sephiroth to life. The animation in this, I know it's that CG stuff, but it really fits the look of the characters. I absolutely love it. It's a long movie, mind you, but it's a really fun, long movie, and it's one that I do recommend. And the budget was really put in there, and it brought a lot of these characters and their personalities to life. Some of my favorite performances has to go to the English cast. Casting Steve Bloom as Vincent Valentine was a grade A choice. I've got to say that. Casting fucking George Newbern, like I keep on bragging about, was excellent choosing. I absolutely love his version of Sephiroth. It just works. The only voice choice I don't care for is probably Aerith's voice actress, but you know what? She's dead, so that's that. I mean, she does do a decent job bringing Aerith to life, and she even comes back to play her in Kingdom Hearts 2. But still, I kind of like Mandy Moore in Kingdom Hearts 1 just a little more. I don't know, something about her voice never matched up for me, and this is one of the big top things that I actually give props to the remake. They casted a really good Aerith. But that's the only thing. Everyone else here just works. The fight scenes are really choreographed really well. And that ending scene with Sephiroth and Cloud always sticks in my mind. It's so short that Sephiroth is only in like 15 minutes of the entire movie. But man, it does not feel like he was forced in there. Well, kind of. There is also the subplot with Kadaj's gang, which they suck as characters. I fucking hate them. But other than that, this movie is excellent, and I think it is a decent sequel to the original Final Fantasy VII game. So, I rank it up high, and if you guys don't agree with me, I apologize. I don't know. It's mainly nostalgia here, but I love it.
Live. You'll be my living legacy.
And of course, the best ranking for the side spin-offs has to go to Crisis Freaking Core. If there's anything that this series has done was finally give us a game featuring Zack Fair the best that they could. Making him the main character was brilliant, and it was just so excellent playing this on PSP. This game, I have heard, is getting a remake and they are sticking in the new voices like Caleb Pierce's Zack, which sounds fucking awful. But playing this on PSP with the dubcast of my choice is just excellent. The gameplay is fun, even though the mission thing can get a little tedious, and it's never gonna compare to the original Final Fantasy VII because that game is a damn near masterpiece. This one gets really close. Some of my favorite moments involve Zack and his relationship with Angeal and his other relationship with Genesis and Sephiroth. It's really interesting to see. I also like that we get to shine more on Sephiroth's backstory too. You get to see that the Nibelheim incident, it wasn't just him going nuts and finding out. It was him fighting with his other brethren that was breeded with him. It's so good. Angeal is a very interesting character, and he teaches Zack on how to be a warrior. I love the cutscenes in this game, and the Nibelheim scenes are definitely the highlight of the entire game. It feels like with the voice actors of my choice, the Nibelheim incident has finally come to life, and it is just incredible. With an excellent voice cast, gameplay mechanics, and everything, you gotta love it. And this game is fairly easy, and it's easy to level up for too. You just gotta keep doing missions upon missions, and that's how the story progresses. It's a great game, and it's definitely worthy as being Final Fantasy VII's best spin-off yet. I really do hope that in the remastered version of it, they do let the original voice cast as an option like they did with Final Fantasy X's music. And this is honestly why it's worthy of being the best of the best. Anyhow, that's it for this ranking. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let's continue on. The Final Fantasy VII spin-offs. Did you enjoy this? Did you not? Tell me in the comments, and I'm sorry I keep slamming the remake voice actors. I just don't understand why they changed them. I guess to save money? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll have another video uploaded again next week. Always remember, I'm listening.
Hello. It is I, George Newbern, as Sephiroth, to tell you all the best way to get into the Promised Land is to like and subscribe to Tim's YouTube channel for more awesome content. See you there. Or get on your knees and beg for forgiveness.